Uh-oh. New Yorkers are already saying the quiet part out loud. They got their receipt, but they ain't gonna be able to get their vote back. Now, tonight, exactly why voters are turning on Zohran Mamdani. Check this clip out.
Starting on day one, we will expand the city's special enforcement programs, doubling fines for hazardous violations and tripling them for conditions that are immediately dangerous. And when a really bad landlord, like this guy, refuses to fix it, the city's going to step in, make the repairs, and send them the bill.
Okay, watch next.
If that doesn't work, the city's taking over the building, putting the worst landlords out of business.
He says, we're going to take over the building.
So it's theirs. It's the city's.
So you mean like seize the means of production
That's
like
exactly
communists?
Wait a minute.
So he's saying the quiet part out loud,
Yes.
and people voted for it.
That's right.
Yep. Now, that's not a slip. That's a policy direction. Fines up, city steps in, then takes over the building if you do not comply. What does that sound like? Let me know in the comments. Now, if you're a small landlord or bodega owner who saved 20 years to buy mixed use, this isn't a headline. It's your mortgage. And the image problem keeps getting worse, down to the little things. The little things tell you who a politician really is. That's what I'll say.
And the plot thickens. This guy, Mamdani, was charging people $13 a beer at his victory party the other night. Socialist by day, capitalist by night. You can't even offer the people an open bar. It's bad enough you just spent a year telling people they're going to have it all. And now you're about to show them that you got nothing but complaints about the guy in the White House and like rampant crime. You're going to turn the city into RoboCop. And you can't offer them a cold beer for free? And then you got the donation portal open the next day? Nobody's doing it like Mamdani's doing it. He should start selling invisible clothes. Yes, and this comes in extra large, small, and his supporters will. And the clothes are invisible. Yes, they're there. You could feel the weight. They're there. Shipping and handling is not included, and they gobble it up. Oh my good God. The irony. Well, where's the irony there? You don't find anything ironic about this kind of shit. It's not a big deal.
Right. Socialist by day, capitalist by night, he says. Now, it's not the beer. It's the brand, right? If you sell Utopia on stage and run a cash bar backstage, voters, they fill the gap. They do. That's how hope turns into buyer's remorse. Fast. And guess who's saying it the loudest? Voters, not pundits.
Mamdani won yesterday because the education system failed my generation. 75% of voters under the age of 30 supported Mamdani. And there are essentially two types of people in this group. First, there are the people who actually hate America and want to destroy it. You know, the ones they're chanting globalize the Intifada, want to assassinate everyone who makes more money than them, and think it's a tragedy that the Soviet Union collapsed. Then there's another group of people, probably the majority of people, who see that there are legitimate issues with New York City, but the education system has failed them so miserably that they have no idea how to fix it. Like, yes, New York City is extremely expensive, and government policy is largely what has made it that way. So of course, someone who comes in and says, well, everything's just going to be free, sounds great to people who are rightfully concerned about prices but don't know anything about economics or history. But government-controlled rent, grocery stores, and healthcare are not going to make these issues better. Because once the rich people that the Mamdani voters hate so much either leave the city completely or run out of money for the government to take, they're going to first have to deal with lower quality of services and then shortages. And this is all so frustrating for those of us who have either read a book about this stuff or who are even just paying attention to what's happening in, say, our own country in like California, or who are paying attention to other countries that have gone down this path like Venezuela or Cuba. But what's most concerning to me isn't necessarily the economic issues, even though those are going to be an issue. The bigger concern for me is the growing number of people who know what socialism is and know what it leads to, but they want it for America because they hate America and want to destroy it. And the ignorant majority is giving them what they want. Because it's not just the economy that politicians have access to, they also have access to the education system and law enforcement. And with access to these parts of our society, they can intentionally make things worse and then point to things getting worse and say, look, the American project was always doomed to fail. Mamdani is the product of a cycle where people who want America and the West destroyed are creating an environment where they can easily manipulate the ignorant majority into supporting these policies that are going to actively destroy the country. Remember that desperate people are extremely easy to manipulate. People should fear socialism the same way that they fear Nazism, and the fact that they don't shows how far the brain rot goes. The only way to beat this is to start by arming people with facts. If we can't turn this around, and turn this around soon, the country will start to look like the Soviet Union, or maybe even something worse.
Unfortunately, people don't care about facts. But that's a New Yorker, not a think tank. She's spelling out why voters are turning on Zohran Mamdani. Free talk meets reality math. Quality drops, shortages rise, and businesses ultimately bail. When rent, groceries, and healthcare get guided, right? Service quality tanks first. Then shelves go empty. And that's not a vibe, that's a pattern. And while voters are recalculating, Mandani's sending a message that picks a fight upstream.
My message to ICE agents and to everyone across this city is that everyone will be held to the same standard of the law. If you violate the law, you must be held accountable. And there is sadly a sense that is growing across this country that certain people are allowed to violate that law, whether they be the president or whether they be the agents themselves. And what New Yorkers are looking for is an era of consistency, an era of clarity, an era of conviction. And that is what we will deliver to them. And I am looking forward to having conversations with Mayor Adams and his administration about the work of the transition to ensure that the handover is a seamless one and that it is one that benefits the shared work we all have to deliver for the people who call the city home. Thank you.
Yeah, equal under the law sounds neutral until you realize this reflects at federal agents while crime, housing, and transit sit on fire. Voters hear priorities and their patience is gone. Then there's the crypto beat, a perfect case study in viral claim versus verifiable policy.
Hey guys, Skidmark Mandani is back at it again. The news just keeps on rolling in. So now Skidmark Mandani wants to tax all Bitcoin transactions in New York City, which means that those of you who depend on Bitcoin, crypto, or that's like part of your success, you can kiss it all goodbye now because you're going to get taxed on it. So he's trying to do any and everything possible to make sure that New Yorkers don't make money. And the ones who are going to be impacted by all of these rules and policies is going to be the Black people. It's going to be the Black community. You guys are going to pay a hefty price. I can't tell you how many friends and family members that I have that, built their small businesses through the success of crypto and Bitcoin. And now to just have that literally, it's basically being stripped of them. So now your finances, you're being financially stripped. That is communism, bro. That is communism. And I warned you guys over and over again, stop going out your way fighting for people who don't like us. Stop putting people in office who are not Americans. You got foreigners coming into this country and they don't support us. They don't respect us. They don't like our laws. They don't like our traditions. Nothing. They don't give a damn. All he's going to do is make sure that he is propped up. His parents, his friends, they're going to profit off of crypto and Bitcoin. He's hooking up his own people. So just keep in mind, you guys voted for this. You're going to suffer. You guys are not allowed to be successful under this guy's leadership. And I'm going to keep on saying this until I turn blue in the face. This is going to hurt the Black community and the Hispanic community, because we have a lot of business owners, small business owners in these two communities, including the Asians. We don't want to exclude them. But this is serious. But the Black community is going to feel it the most. And I'm going to, as I said before, I told you so. This is the beginning of self-destruction. And the city is going straight to hell before this guy's even sworn in. He won't even swear on a stack of Bibles. What does that tell you about him? He doesn't respect our nation or our laws. So, good luck, New York.
Now, I've been trying to find some research on this, do some independent research on this to find it myself. The viral Bitcoin Justice Act's graphic, they're claiming it's a debunked AI hoax and no citywide Bitcoin transaction was announced, tax was announced. But here's the rub. Even if the claim is fake, the fear is real because people use crypto to build legit businesses. The second they think City Hall wants their wallet, voters turn. Trust breaks faster than any blockchain. And when trust breaks, the people who serve the city start speaking up.
You know, as a person, a public servant who puts his life on the line every day to protect the safety of people in the areas that I patrol and protect the Constitution, it is sad to see that my former home, New York City, has been overrun by individuals who did not even grow up in that city. They now dictate the direction of that great city. And I find it truly disgusting how the New York government have made a mockery of the voting system in that city. I mean, just look. How can you say with a straight face that that socialist won that election fair and square? Absolutely not. You have people who have been paid to vote not one, not twice, not three times, but multiple times on social media, bragging about it, bragging about payments that they received, from dark money, just made a mockery of our voting system in New York City. And don't think that any of them had to show ID. No, New York is against voter ID. And you wonder why. Look at any liberal-ran city and see why they keep yelling that voter ID is fascism. That is because they want to allow their voter base, the illegal kind, to come in and elect any kind of socialist Marxist that they want to destabilize this nation. I was born and raised in the city of New York, 5 boroughs, not outside, in the city. And I watched it go to shit. So much so that I had to pack my family up and leave. And if you would have told me 5 years ago that New York would elect a socialist Muslim, I would say you were fucking crazy. This constitutional republic is under attack. New York has fallen.
This is the tone shift, not a DC, well, not DC punditry, former local, but cops, nurses, shoppers, the folks who can leave do leave. And that's when a tax base evaporates and services degrade even more. You can't keep a city safe by bleeding out the people who keep it running. So where does this ultimately go? Listen to how everyday New Yorkers are talking to each other now since this whole,
Sure enough, call it how I see it. Since TikTok banned my live for 10 days, I thought I'd give y'all an extended video. Hey, New York, clap for yourselves. Y'all the first state to vote for a communist. The communists and the terrorists around the world said thank you for letting them know that they can come to our country and be involved in our politics. Hey, New York City, prayer starts at 5:30, so when the bullhorns come on, please don't blame me. You voted for that. Hey, New York City, when the bread companies and the butter companies leave, please don't blame me. You voted for that. Hey, New York City, when big businesses and the rich leave, don't blame me. You voted for that. Hey, New York City, thank you for letting the world know that if Bin Laden came back today or tomorrow, he'd probably be your next lieutenant governor. Hey, New York City, thanks for letting the world know that if Al Zakari came back, he'd probably be your next police commissioner. Hey, New York, you getting exactly what you looking for, nothing. Hey, Democrats, I ain't forget you. I'm really here to say thank you to y'all because it was because your actions that saved the republic. It was your hatred for this nation. It was your bad policies. It was your destruction. It was your deceit. It was your lies. It was your division that birthed the Socialist Party. See, now we ain't got to worry about you. And we all know that in America, socialism will never take over. Y'all may win in New York or California, but y'all will never, ever get a foothold in America and take away our freedoms. Stuff that we live for. So Democrats, thank you. Thank you for your actions. Thank you for your hatred. Thank you for giving us the Socialist Party. Because now we don't have to worry about y'all no more. Now y'all can vanish, boof, be gone. Hey, New York. Hey, New York. Let's see how you feel when the trains can't move because nobody want to work because they ain't working for free. Don't blame me. You voted for that. Hey, New York. The gays. Y'all voted for Mandani, right? Tell Mandani to take you to his homeland so he can show you their history and their heritage. Tell me how that shit turns out for you. USA, make America great again. Yeah, you see it on my hat. Why can't I wear this hat? Y'all don't say nothing when LeBron James and Stephen Curry go to the Olympics and win and put the flag across their body. That both means the same thing. America's great, right? Sure enough.
Some may call it harsh, sure, but that's the new feedback loop. Neighbors telling neighbors, don't blame me because you voted for this. That's how coalitions crack and voters turn on Zohran Mamdani from the inside out. New York's story isn't ended. If you ask me, it's looping. The same people who screamed for change are now watching their freedoms get itemized, their businesses get taxed, and their neighborhoods turn unrecognizable. When they thought, well, what they thought was compassion turned into control. And what they thought was fairness was turning into force. The lesson isn't complicated. Every city becomes the sum of its votes. Every consequence has a signature. And if you're sitting here wondering how I got this bad, just look in the mirror. You voted for this. And if you made it to the end of the video, that's exactly what I want you to write in the comments. You voted for this. Y'all be safe. Please go check on a friend today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.